All right, how about Ole Miss, Steven? I gave the offense a B minus. I mean, Judkins came out of nowhere, took the SEC by storm, led the SEC in rushing in the regular season. Jackson Dart, we kind of talked about him off air, kind of up and down performance, but nothing that makes you think he can't be the guy. I think they were kind of, they got something out of Malik Heath, but not a lot of big time receivers. I thought Michael Trigg would have a lot more impact than he did. They were solid up until the final month of the season. So I gave him a B minus.
I gave them a B plus. So here's the nice grader coming out in me. I think for all the things we said about LSU and we said about some of these other teams, just the new pieces. I mean, a lot of new receivers were brought in this offseason. You mentioned Michael Trigg, getting Judkins, Zach Evans, that pairing. It did feel like Ole Miss maybe lost a little bit of steam down the stretch. Of course, they lost to Mississippi State. They didn't play well in the bowl game. In 7 games against teams with a winning record, they had 7 passing touchdowns to 7 interceptions. That's the area that they need to improve on next season. So I think given all the personnel changes coming into the year, new quarterback, I think I gave him a B plus.
Yeah, well, that's a great stat. How about the defense, Steven? I mean, I at times like the Kentucky game stands out. I mean, at the time you're thinking, my God, defense won them. Well, they did win them the game more or less, but maybe that was a little smoke and mirrors because Kentucky wasn't that great on offense. So I don't know. I gave them a C minus. I didn't think they were by the end of the season. I thought they were definitely the weaker unit, and definitely didn't show up in the bowl game. What grade did you give Ole Miss defense?
C minus. I think, like you said, I think they lost some steam, I think, over the course of the year. I think the early optimism was a lot of schedule. The fact that they were able to, they beat won the Kentucky game, and we ended up finding out Kentucky's offense was much worse than we had thought. Gave up around 5.9 yards per play this season. So a lot of turnover. I think we'll give them some credit for bringing in transfers and trying to mesh that all together on the fly this season. But I think you would expect this defense to get better. And that I didn't really feel like they did. I felt like they got worse over the year. So I will be curious to see where this defense goes next year. If Ole Miss can get improvement here, plus more out of Jackson Dart, this is definitely a top 25 team